Hello and welcome back to FatherofTwo Plays Pillars of Eternity Blind. Last time, we acquired a new companion and decided to try our luck down in this temple of Atho? I do not remember directly what the place is called, but it was a temple to the god of renewal and such. We were asked to retrieve the bodies, or perhaps
as you wish,
just the skeletons of the priests who were slaughtered here by a madman, in my opinion. Okay, Skuldrs. Whoa. Looks like something straight up out of The Witcher. Alright.
Aye?
Let us,
I'll see what I can
see
find.
if we can make a surprise attack out of this. They look nasty. They look like, Fledder or like vampires from The Witcher 1.
Well?
Alright. Skuldr. Alright, let's do this.
Aye?
I think we're gonna unleash the rest of our spells here. Okay, I think we found more camping supplies, so we may need those after this. Minor missiles, sunless grasp, fan of flames, or dazzling lights. Should we daze them? I think we shall. And these seem to come back every fight, so we should make sure to use both every fight, if we can. Well, let's mark a target, bring our wolf forward, and we'll hit this guy with that.
What is it?
Okay, now we're gonna hit him up with flames, and I suppose we will switch weapons and get in there with melee. What other spells could we use? Oh, we just used that one, so let's see what comes of it. No? I thought we had just cast that.
Ah, thank worthen.
Oh, that didn't go well. We may have to reload. These guys are tough. Did we get one at least? Yeah, we got one, so we could get them. We just have to be smarter next time. I was gonna say, your party is dead. The party has died. You and your party have died. Temple of Athos, so I was not completely wrong. This where I saved? No, I think it would be this one. I wish the newest save went to the top, but oh well. It is what it is. We read that before. Okay, so
what is it?
Here we are. And we know we got these Skuldrs up here, so
a blade in the dark.
let's sneak in a little ways. Alright. First things first. Think you need to maybe stand here. The wolf. Want you slightly in front of me.
Yes.
Then we're gonna kind of unleash an attack all at once here. No, he's gonna have to move forward for that. Let's just see what happens here. Okay. Should we use our flames?
Aye?
Hold on, let's get our wolf in here. Switch weapons. And now it's time for the fire.
Well, poison. Are they
There we go. Okay, now we'll mark that one, but only after we... Oh no, maybe we'll just cast the spell on this one, hopefully kill him.
Yes.
Oh, good stuff. Alright, now we'll focus on this guy. Looks like we don't even have to mark him this time. Awesome. Good job, party! Alright, let's see what we got here. Skuldr ear. The tattered ear of a Skuldr. Okay. We'll take those, I suppose. Before we continue on, I think I'll read what a Skuldr is. That would be in our journal. Cyclopedia. Bestiary. We could read about the will-o'-the-wisp, too. And ivory spiders? Let's read about the Skuldr first. Oh yeah, that's terrifying. I guess we've read about these? Yeah, because we've defeated 6. They just seemed especially tough, those ones. Let's read about the will-o'-the-wisp. Or will-o'-wisp. In the cities of Deerwood, will-o'-wisps hold an almost mythological status and feature in several old wives' tales. One of the most popular of these suggests that will-o'-the-wisps are the souls of lost children wandering toward their next lives. In rural areas, those who come into regular contact with will-o'-the-wisps, or willow-wisps, regard these stories with some amusement. Wisps are known to inhabit abandoned ruins and other such forgotten places. They are thought of as curious creatures, for they will sometimes follow travelers for short distances. While typically peaceful, wisps are notoriously aggressive if provoked, and will viciously defend their territories if they perceive these to be under threat. As a result, wisps are often described as the weeds of the spirit world, small, quick to regenerate, and nearly unstoppable in large numbers. Okay, let's read about this ivory spiderling that we fought when we got in here. That's right. Correct? Oh no, maybe it was the spear ones? We did beat quite a few of these, so I think it's these ones. We might have... Okay. More deadly than spear spiders are the ivory spinners and widowmakers, with both species possessing horrific poisonous bites. The ivory spinner also has the ability to fire webbing at its prey, slowing it down. Widowmakers do not cast webs, but their poison is extraordinarily toxic. Seldom seen out of the most remote locations in our Glanfath, the fabled crystal eaters are enormous and powerful, possessing magical abilities some wizards believe have been developed through the consumption of adra and enchanted gemstones. In addition to their ability to raise a field of deadly crystal spikes, the venom of a crystal eater will temporarily turn a victim's flesh and blood to stone. Subsequent attacks by the crystal eater on a petrified foe are quickly fatal. Gross. Let's check out these books here. Monsters of the Deadfire and Dunride Row. Okay, let's check our inventory. He has both those books on his person. We also have another book in here that we didn't read. Oh no, we didn't. That's right, because they tried to kill us when we picked it up, so we put it back. Monsters of the Deadfire Archipelago. Pardon me while I have a drink before I break into this reading. The archipelago winds its way between the Great Eastern Ocean and the Restless Ocean, hundreds of small islands in the midst of the water. Few dare brave its treacherous rapids, and fewer still have returned to tell the tale of their adventures through it. Travel between the two oceans is virtually impossible. Great storms hammer any ships foolhardy enough to attempt to navigate, and this alone should be enough to deter anyone from attempting the voyage, as untold ships have gone down, tossed against the rocks. The weather and treacherous rocks are only a precursor to the actual horror of the archipelago, the terrors of the deep. No one knows how many creatures stalk the oceans, waiting for unsuspecting sailors to drift into their waters, but we do know of some. The Barbed Ravager, A giant shark that is known to ram passing vessels, trying to knock sailors off the... I have a tendency to want to say sailors because I'm playing Sunless Sea right now. Off the deck, and smash a hole in the hull. It has tremendous spines protruding from its side and back that are presumed to be poisonous. The largest sighted barbed ravager, with survivors, was estimated to be almost 30 feet long. Oh, terrifying. Winged serpent. Smaller around than the ravager, but potentially longer, the winding serpent attacks in small packs, usually 3 to 8. They have long, sharp heads, somewhat reminiscent of a barracuda. Like the ravager, they repeatedly slam into the side of a ship hoping to crack a hole in it or knock someone from the deck. They have also been known to swim to the depths and shoot up out of the ocean, landing on the deck, coiling and winding their way around, snapping up any crew they can before plunging back into the ocean. That's also terrifying. Leviathan. Imagine the largest whale you have ever seen. The Leviathan is at least 10 times that size. Like 10 times the size of a blue whale? By the time a ship sees a Leviathan, it is already too late. As they rise from the depths, the water around them begins to spin and sink, creating whirlpools. The Leviathan's body surrounds the hapless vessel, preventing escape, and as it goes down, the enormous mouth opens, pulling all aboard to their watery deaths. That's really terrifying. And this one's quite long. Pulpovere. All the creatures you've read about in this book are nothing compared to the Pulpovere. Barely the size of a man, what they lack in size and strength they make up for in numbers and terrifying viciousness. Their lower halves are a mass of tentacles like an octopus or squid, but more numerous. The tentacles are long, black whips with suction cups on the underside and small thorny barbs on the top. The sheer number of tentacles gives them frightening speed when walking on land, pulling themselves forward almost as fast as a running horse. While they vaguely resemble a human from the waist up, any extended examination proves how wrong that assumption is. Long, stringy black hair falls from the top of their heads to cover a face taken directly from a nightmare. A wide gaping mouth cuts across the bottom of its head from ear to ear, full of wicked dagger-like teeth. 2 large round eyes are sunken into its head, black as coal, shining with malevolent fire. A small antenna protrudes from the middle of its forehead, ending in a small nodule that can glow with an eerie blue light. One can imagine a sailor on the deck of his ship at night looking out across the black water, blood freezing as countless lights appear beneath the surface, rising towards him as the Pulpovere swarm upward. Because they seem to be more octopus than man, they can collapse in on themselves, fitting into spaces no person should be able to. The smallest crack in a hull, the slightest separation between boards offer them entrance. It is not unknown for them to slaughter an entire crew from hold up to deck by infiltrating the ship from underneath. Unfortunately, or fortunately, they do not seem to have spread too far outside of the archipelago, but there may come a day when Pulpovere attacks become commonplace. Terrifying. Dunreid Row. The origins and practices of Dunreid Row are difficult to nail down. When asked, everyone seems to know how Dunreid Row started and how long it's been in operation. Yet every person asked gives a different account of its creation and different dates. The only thing everyone can agree on is that it seems to have been around as long as anyone can remember. Without fail, everyone recalls hearing about the exploits of Dunreid Row when they were children. Aside from the organization being comprised of special investigators, most of whom seem to be ciphers, and the fact that they seem to have their hands in everything, yet never admit to it, anything reported by Dunreid Row walks the line between truth and outright hearsay. Information abounds, but no one can say which fragments are truth and which are fiction. I will provide all that I have uncovered and leave it to the readers to decide for themselves, as all of it feels both plausible and unbelievable at turns. The group is supposedly named after the streets where its headquarters are located in a building called Hadrit House. It is said in some circles that this is just the name they want people to think they're known by. Their real headquarters, people whisper, is elsewhere. Why would they do this? It's simple. It's far easier for them to infiltrate, to hide, to carry on behind the scenes if everyone is concentrating on Dunreid Row. Divert attention where you want people to look, and you can act behind their backs with impunity. People who have had interaction with agents from Dunride Row invariably describe them as unmemorable. No details as to their appearance, behavior, or anything, beyond the fact that they were there, seems to stick with anyone. Are they truly nondescript, or do their ciphers use their powers to remain anonymous? As with so many questions regarding Dunride Row, no one seems to know. With no specific details about the agents, or while no specific details about the agents are ever reported, one fact that all people agree with is that they seem primarily to be Orlands and Glanfathan elves. Though theories as to why this may be are many and conflicting. Their presumed headquarters is supposedly run by Lady Adis Webb. Though no one seems to be able to pinpoint the time of her arrival, the author was unable to locate a single person familiar with Dunride Row who could remember a time when she wasn't around. Many things are hinted at behind closed doors about Lady Webb, but few are willing to elaborate, for it is rumored that although she has not left Hadrit House since anyone can remember, she is a cipher of tremendous power, and that she could read the thoughts of an entire city at will. Theories abound regarding her age, her reasons for what would seem to be a lifetime of seclusion, and even of her secret control over all of Defiance Bay, if not Deerwood itself. But, as with all other matters regarding this organization, or the organization, no one seems to be able to say anything for sure. They sound like the Men in Black. Here come the Men in Black! Galaxy Defenders! Okay, I'm done. Capes. Okay, we could give our friend a cape. Why don't we? We could also give him a hood. Or possibly a padded cap. I don't think we want to give him heavy apparel for his head. Okay. Let's switch to him and see about equipping that. Oh, he already has a hood. Okay, fair enough. What would this do? Just make him look a little different? Yeah. We'll put the other one back on. And, what else was I gonna do while I was in here? Oh yeah, that's right. Give him a cape. He has a cape. This cape looks better. Yes. Okay. We picked up both of those things, so we should save. And let's get back to it. We already opened that.
Of course.
Of course. Oh, it's another one. Okay. Everyone attack. You can switch weapons, actually. Oh, not everyone switch weapons. What are you using? There we go. You attack. You attack. Actually, mark him first. And you can use... we'll wait till he gets closer. Okay, there's two of them. Shoot. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. I suppose we will switch to this weapon.
Aye?
And we'll get in there at that guy. Alright, what else do we got? We got one more of these.
Yes?
Don't let him out of your sight.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna switch weapons then and melee with him. Oops. There we go.
Well.
Yeah, get him. Alright. Now, switch weapons, and both of you guys can help the wolf out.
Well.
Go on, Ruffy. Stick it out, buddy. Okay. Here we go.
Yes. Poison. Hardly fair.
I got poisoned. Hardly fair. Well, they don't fight fair. They're monsters. There we go. Alright, time to save. We were reading those books while those things were just lurking off in the distance. That's terrifying. A fine sword. Ooh. Oops, that's the wrong button. There we go. Fine sword. speed, average. Interrupt, 0.5 seconds, average. 13 to 18. 14 to 20, slash pierce. Okay, versus deflection. Properties fine. Properties accurate 1. Okay. Let's use this one. It seems awesome. Do we have any other shields? No, I sold them all. We could probably use a different shield, though. Let's switch weapons. Did I switch for both of them? Oops, I keep doing that. Okay.
Yes?
Let's wait for our... Oh, our health is up. That's
As
our...
you wish.
What do you call it? There's a word for what that is. It's our... To his grace, I write to implore. The rest of this letter is crossed out in several places and then abandoned altogether. That's our... Vitality? I want to call it vitality. I don't think that's it. Edir Customs. Edir is a country rich with custom, and they are known for their strict adherence to them. Their customs run the gamut from grand celebrations like the Feast of Feasts to mundane superstitions, such as always avoid Svef addiction. I don't know what Svef is. This volume will focus primarily on bigger celebrations, as no one knows how to throw an extravagant party quite like the Adarin. I can't remember how it said. Adarin? The Adarin. The Feast of Feasts. The biggest and most important of all Adarin customs is the Feast of Feasts. This week-long celebration happens the first week of Fonetsu, Deep Summer, and is dedicated to honoring the life of the first Furkonig. Each day of the week is devoted to some aspect of the Furkonig's life, and there are very specific dishes to be served at each meal. The Feast of Feasts originally began as a festival celebrating the birth of Furkonig's first son and soon became a yearly occurrence during the week of his birthday. Currently, Adarans simply use it as an excuse for a party and pull out all the stops in an effort to outdo the previous year. And lest you wonder, as I did, which Furkonig is honored during the Feast of Feasts, it is always the current Furkonig. For each Furkonig is the first and only Furkonig. Okay. That's weird. Sweet Treat. A special custom that arose at some point during the Feast of Feasts. The Sweet Treat started as a way to keep children occupied so the parents could dine in peace. While it is still used for that today, significance has been added to it. Each treat is placed in a container, usually small metal boxes, and hidden somewhere on the property. After everything has been hidden, the children are sent out to find the treasures. It is said now that the hidden treasures represent Glanfathan artifacts, and the children are the explorers bringing the riches back to the new and rightful owners. Carnival of the Mask. When the original colonists for Adir traveled to the new land to found Deerwood in the name of the Adir and Furkonig, they encountered the Glanfathan people. The Carnival of the Masks celebrates this meeting. Originally, it was merely a formal reenactment, as a play, of the tensions between the Glanfathans and Adaran settlers, but it has since evolved into much more than that. Participants choose sides and come dressed in elaborate outfits depicting which group they have decided to align themselves with, Adarans or Glanfathans. Everyone attends a masquerade ball, and this party replaces any semblance of the play that was presented. Winter's End. Winter's End was never anything more than an excuse for a celebration, and it hasn't changed in all the years it has existed in Adir. It takes place during the winter dusk and lasts all 3 days. People use the time to reflect on the year, celebrate their lives, and remember the dead, especially those who have passed in the recent year. Huh. Good to know about the customs of the lands. We may be... I'm not sure if we're in Adir or not. These prayer scrolls are coated in a thick layer of dust and grime. Pardon me, need another drink. Reading is a parching thing. Okay,
Nice
let's
and
sneak
quiet.
up this way. Because I have a feeling there may be more. No? Do you want to pick the lock? Yes.
It's finished.
Cool. Warhammer. Well, we don't need it, but I'm glad we picked it anyway. Looks like we might have another book here. 2 books, in fact. The Great Western Stag. One day, Athos was sitting on a wall watching a cat play in the sun. A crystal hung in a nearby tree had fragmented a sunbeam and scattered small motes of light on the ground. They danced around the cat, sliding over him as he frantically batted at them. He spun in place, following one as it rushed past him, and leaped on it, trying to pin it down. Athos smiled, amused at the animal's tenacity. The cat landed on a spot, placed his paws over it, only to watch it flit away again. Athos watched the cat's tail twitch and slap at the ground, annoyed that his prey could not be pinned. "Why must you tease him?" a voice said from behind him, accompanied by the crunch of sandals on gravel. "I merely bring the dawn," Athos responded. "I don't stoke the hunter's heart. That's your responsibility, isn't it?" "True," said a second voice, "but neither do you quell it. If the hunter could not see his prey, would he still hunt?" "So philosophical, Haile," Athos said, and turned to greet the 2 gods that approached him. "Have you come to debate the parallels between sight and desire?" He gestured to the wall, inviting Haile and Galawain to join him. They sat in silence, watching the cat, who continued to hunt the sun, fruitlessly swatting at another mote and then rolling onto its back. "I have created the ultimate prey," Athos said finally, breaking the silence. "It can be tracked, it can be followed, it can be seen, but it can never be caught." Galawain laughed lightly. "You don't agree, Galawain?" Athos asked. "Well, it's true that your creation is elusive. It hardly can be considered the ultimate prey because it never can be caught." He paused, his brow furrowed in thought. "If that mode of light had substance, the hunter could subdue it. Otherwise, it's merely a dream, truly a fruitless endeavor." "I could create a creature, a living creature of flesh and blood, that could never be caught. I make your dream a reality." Now it was Athos' turn to laugh. "You propose turning a fruitless dream into a fruitless reality? How is this any better? A life spent in pursuit of an attainable goal far exceeds any other." "But you just said no one could catch this creature. This is not attainable." Galawain smiled. "Humanity has surprised us before. Indeed, it could surprise us again. I will create a great white stag, and I will set it free in the world. It will have a grace, resilience, and tenacity. It will exist solely to be pursued for all its days, and it will never be caught. It will serve to inspire the hunt for generations to come. All those who wish for glory will invoke my name. All those who hear its story will ask for my blessing in finding it." Haile shook her head, and threw Galawain a bemused look. "I do not believe this is possible, so I, too, make an offer. To the person who catches this stag, and they will catch the stag, I will bestow upon them its grace, resilience, and tenacity. Thrice blessed will they be. They will ask for my blessing on the hunt so they can obtain my boon." Galawain and Haile took up arguing whose name would be invoked more, and when the hunt was on, Athos sighed, a small smile playing at the edges of his mouth. He stood and looked at the sky. The sun had already started to hide itself behind the mountains. The cat, long ago tired of stalking the motes, had fallen asleep behind the tree. He turned and looked to the other gods, deep in debate, and sighed. "I merely bring the dawn," he repeated as he made his way down the path. "It is up to you to see what I reveal." Neat book. I'll take that one. What was it called? The Great Western Stag. The Book of Verses. This small volume of verses and psalms is somewhat battered, suggesting it used to be carried on someone's person. The pages are dog-eared and worn, and the gold thread from which form the title of the book have been begun to fray. The book tends to open to a particular section, where someone has marked a verse with a small blotch of ink. Aid Nung, the bright star, spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god, and was afraid. "O wanderer, hear me," she spoke. "You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation." And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. Then Sargamas spoke, and his voice swept forth with heat and force of the bright day's sun. "Weep not. For the Child of Light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him. Harmk knelt before them, then resolved to save himself and asked what he must do. And Modagung spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you until you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modagung, but Adenung warned him, saying, You have walked all these years into darkness and must now return. You will find the path like treading fire, and at every step you will be tempted to turn away, but no harm will come to you if you keep your faith. Interesting.
What is it?
Now we have some type of like wall here. Oh, okay. Where are you going?
Well?
Oh, I see. Hold on. Hold on. Don't go in the... Oh. Don't go without us, man. What is that? Skuldr? Okay. I know my timer went off, but I really want to see what's going on here, so... I'm gonna push a little further forward. It's cool that they're wandering around. Kinda creepy, too. Alright. You stay back. You get in there at that guy. And I believe I will mark this one. And you will cast your spell on one of them when they get close enough. This one. And you'll use your other one, might as well.
Hi.
And attack.
Yes.
Ah, take that, whelp. We'll save. I hope nobody complains about, or not complains, but nobody's upset by the, vermin have scoured these plates, though mold still grows in green-black clumps across the table. I hope nobody's upset by the longer episodes. Games like this sometimes just cry for a little more. Little more. So, let's see what we can find out. Let's check our map here. Is this... We can't get through there, okay. There's some type of secret wall there. These collapsed stones are pocked with burrows and narrow crevices. Claw marks and dung mark the passage of beasts.
What is it?
We might as well sneak again. So it seems the hardest thing about this difficulty is going to be merely the fact that we can only camp twice without finding more supplies. Oh, trap triggered! Uh-oh. When character's health bar begins flashing red, it is a sign that they may soon be maimed or killed. Rest at an inn or use camping supplies to fully restore health. If health reaches 0, the character will immediately drop. Depending on your difficulty setting, the character will either be maimed or killed. A maimed character suffers severe combat penalties and will die if they take any additional damage. Killed characters are just dead, and in Pillars of Eternity, there's no coming back.
Poison! Hardly fair.
Okay. Wow. Our health is very low, so we're gonna need a rest soon. Oh, I wonder how I would have got around that. Select all, cancel, camp, formation. Oh. Okay, so we can set formation, that's pretty good. Oh, and we can make custom formations. That's also cool. So I don't see a way, as far as I understand, to have checked for that trap. Amulet of Health. Properties, max endurance bonus. Scroll of Meneletta's minor missiles. I think we have that already. Garnet and Jasper. I guess we'll camp. Because we need to. I mean, we could go to the inn, but I'm pretty sure somewhere around here I left some camping supplies. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispered, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree. The creaking of its ropes grow louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inwards like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up, and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remembered seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead.
Yes.
Indeed. That was a thing that just happened, and it's fairly disturbing. Okay, we got... Is that a whelp? Skuldr. Skuldr King. Oh, dear God. Oh, no. That seems bad.
Blade in the dark. No prisoner!
No, no. I went back up. Just
well,
you. Okay. Now, back up. Wait, switch weapons. Back up. You, wolf, get forward. And you, oops. Wolf, get forward. You, mage. Actually, I want the wolf, like, here. Mage, I want you over
How
here.
may I help?
Okay, this is just not good. We're gonna use that. And we're gonna get in here. Where's this guy? Skuldr King. We're gonna lock on him, or what's it called? We're gonna mark him as a target. Oops. Misclick there. Okay. Now, you get in there. Frick, he's like dead already. Yeah, he's dead already. Whew. We just may not be tougher enough for this Skuldr King. We'll try one more time here. But we might have to leave him for a time. Till we maybe have one more party member? We had a quick save. Where was it? Is this it? That's an autosave. Where's our last save? It's confusing. Oh, here it is. A little confusing trying to find my last save, but oh well. Well, we'll try one more time, but I think that that's a doomed fight. It seems quite difficult, even with fully rested party.
A blade in the dark.
Like, that's a pretty hopeless battle, it seems.
How may I help?
Perhaps I could hit that guy with something debilitating immediately. Okay. Now, let's switch our weapon and move up here with our two guys. Okay, this is not going well still. I don't know if we did anything with what with our spell there. Where's the king? There he is. Okay, he's still alive. Perhaps we could cast another one. Okay, let's see about some spells here. I don't think this is gonna go very well still. But I guess I'm being a naysayer. Minor missiles. Okay. Okay, let's try another spell here. Let's hit that guy again. Let's heal. It seems like that ring works every time. Oh, we forgot to equip that amulet.
Yes.
Oh, thank we're then.
Kill them all!
Well, one more party member I think would make this very doable. But as it stands, we will have to wait to fight said monsters. We are not tough enough for the Skuldr King. But that's okay. You live, you learn.
Yes.
We will not go in there this time. Oh, but we do want to go into our inventory. And equip this, plus 15 max endurance. Amulets are most often gems, medallions, or other items worn around the neck. While some serve a purely ornamental purpose, many are imbued with charms and spells to aid the wearer. Torques are stiff rings worn around the neck. Like amulets, they often have magical properties. Okay. Oh, so that's instead of our... What does this robe do? Fortitude, reflex, and will. It ups our saves, eh? Endurance represents a character's short-term survivability. Damage that is not absorbed by a character's damage reduction goes straight to their endurance and health. Potions and healing magic, such as from paladins, priests, or druids, can restore endurance in combat. So it just gives us better max life. So I think we should give that to him. And we should equip this on our main character still. Alright, well, we know we can't beat those guys, so we'll end the episode here. Until next time, if you enjoyed it, please leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. This is Father of Two, signing off.